You can already see how the Mississippi River Bridge will change the face of St. Louis. The breathtaking span is cutting its mark through Illinois and North St. Louis. MoDOT touts a list of disadvantaged businesses, or DBEs, hired to build this monumental span. A DBE is a business owned by someone who's been excluded historically, like a woman or an African American. So the government tells a primary contractor, like on this Mississippi River Bridge, we may not pay you as many tax dollars if you don't hire enough workers and businesses that are disadvantaged. So a Mississippi company, Tarasco Steel, came to work here after getting certification as a DBE, even after its owner pled guilty to using illegal aliens to work on critical infrastructure. Tarasco recently left this job after iron workers sued for more than $250,000 in unpaid benefits. Another contractor listed by MoDOT as a DBE was later found not to be. Jay Riley supplies most of the bridge's concrete, millions of dollars of it. State investigators now question whether he's really the one getting the money. Riley's adamant he is.
I've been on my own 15 years. I've been around this all my life. I'm not a front company. Not a front company. There's a lot of them out here. You don't find it here. Not right here.
MoDOT originally certified his Illinois company, called Riley, Illinois, as a minority business, but IDOT told Missouri regulators, look deeper, as we did. So we ran each of these plates on these 8 trucks that belong to Riley, Illinois, and they come back to a completely different address that belongs to an entirely different company. And that company is majority-owned, Kinstra, where no one would comment.
I'd want to hear at least his side of the story.
Only Jay Riley would answer.
Is it possible you're just getting played?
Well, I guess there always has to be a common interest between both parties for a partnership to work anyway. So I got an opportunity to work on a project that may come along once in a lifetime, and I don't know what their ultimate motivating factor may be, but everybody's in here to make money, bottom line.
Riley's referring to Kinstra. He said he's the only minority concrete contractor around, and he's not nearly big enough to do the job alone.
I went to this meeting, and there was a gentleman there that wanted us. He said, we want you guys to think outside the box, come up with creative ideas, because we need to maximize our minority on this project. And this was a MoDOT representative. So I had an idea what I wanted to do, but I didn't present it because I didn't think they would like it.
MoDOT did like the idea. I asked project manager Greg Horn.
That's plausible that somebody approached him and said, think outside of the box?
Well, I guess what we were saying about that is that, you know, what we're trying to do is get prime contractors to give opportunities to the DBE firms, you know, as opposed to just saying, well, I've used these companies in the past, you know, I mean, and these are my ones that I've always used. We want them to go out and work with these other companies. So we always think about the goal. The goal is to have these companies be competitive in the future and work with them so they grow and they learn and they build capacity.
Horn says the arrangement works if Riley grows his business. But it's that question about whether Riley is really in charge that came up when Missouri revoked his DBE certification in the middle of this bridge project. Regulators pointed out Riley is one of 4 members of his Illinois corporation. The other 3 with his partner company, 3 non-minorities. As you can see, Riley's outvoted. Activist Eric Vickers says it does not pass the test.
There's just that chance, and apparently what MoDOT saw is that these dollars that are supposed to be going to a minority firm are actually ending up in the hands of a white-owned firm, and that is not the intention of the regulations.
Though Riley's Illinois company was decertified as a DBE, he's still on the job, which means the bridge is now under its hiring goal for DBEs.
It's better to have legitimate minority participation than have fake numbers that show some goal being met.
The main contractor is sticking with Riley's Illinois company, even though it won't get credit towards its DBE goal.
That's commendable, because what that shows is that he's able to perform and that they have trust in his performance and that they are not just using him because he happens to be minority.
The main contractor will not say what you're paying for that concrete or whether it's costing you more than losing bidders would have charged. That's private, according to MoDOT, as are the names of the losing bidders and how much taxpayers could have paid for this concrete. MoDOT also answered why Tarasco Steel was able to get hired here in St. Louis after getting caught up in a federal illegal worker sting. Greg Horn explained that Tarasco resolved all of its criminal legal challenges before getting here to St. Louis. The steel company's owner, Jose Santos Gonzalez, would not respond. Keep this conversation going on Facebook, Chris Hayes on Fox 2, or Twitter at Chris Hayes TV. For the Fox Files, I'm Chris Hayes.